Serbia and Kosovo, mediated by the EU, reached an agreement on a dispute over the movement of their citizens across the border. As part of the EU-facilitated dialogue, Serbia agreed to abolish travel entry documents for Kosovo ID card holders and Kosovo agreed not to introduce them for Serbian ID card holders, he wrote. Kosovo Serbs, like all other citizens, will be able to travel freely between Kosovo and Serbia using their ID cards. The EU has just received assurances from Prime Minister Kurti on this. This is a European solution. We salute both leaders with this decision and their leadership, Borrell said. EU Special Representative for Belgrade-Pristina dialogue Miroslav Lajcak also confirmed the agreement. He thanked the U.S. representative in the Western Balkans, Gabriel Escobar, and U.S. diplomacy for their active participation in and support of the EU-sponsored dialogue. Earlier on Saturday, Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić, referring to the previous weeks and days of talks on Kosovo and Metohija, said there was no agreement on license plates, but he hoped the EU would provide guarantees for identity cards. Earlier, the Prime Minister of partially recognized Kosovo, Albin Kurti, said that he would no longer postpone the decision to ban the entry of cars with Serbian numbers into Kosovo territory. This is what led to an aggravation on the border with Serbia at the end of July. High-precision weapons in Russia are already on the verge, and there are almost no reserves for some types of missiles, in particular, the difficult situation with Caliber, Iskander, and daggers. Source: representative of the main intelligence directorate of the Ministry of Defense Vadim Skibitsky in an interview with RBC Ukraine. Skibitsky's direct speech to the question of what the situation is with the Russians with missiles, it's difficult. According to our estimates, they have no more than 45% of the missiles that they had before the start of the war. They have a particularly difficult situation with the Iskanders. 20% of what it was, and maybe even less. Difficult situation with the same caliber. This is a fairly effective missile, but their number is not so large. Therefore, they use these X-22s and S-300s in ground option. But these reserves are running out. Details: a representative of Ukrainian intelligence noted that they, in Russia, have high-precision weapons already on the verge. According to Skibitsky, according to all regulatory documents, Russia should have a 30% reserve, and there is almost no reserve for some types of missiles, for example, for Iskanders. Therefore, intelligence expects that the Russians will use other methods of destruction. In particular, the invaders are now actively using Hurricane, Smerch. This is what allows shelling at a short distance, at 70 to 80, up to a maximum of 100 kilometers. The enemy is intensively bombarding Nikolaev, Zaporizhia region, Kharkiv with these systems. Skibitsky believes that with these systems, the Russians will try to destroy the Ukrainian infrastructure, heating network facilities, battle formations and put psychological pressure on the local population. As for the daggers, then, according to intelligence, there are few of them left in Russia, 30 to 40 pieces. And these are the samples that were the first to enter service and did not go into mass production. They use them. It is an effective weapon, but it is used to demonstrate strength both for us and our partners, including for the United States and China, showing that they have hypersonic weapons, Skibitsky summed up. The UK will provide Ukraine with underwater drones and train Ukrainian personnel in the UK to use them to clear the coastline of mines. This, according to European Truth, is stated in the message of the Ministry of Defence of Britain. It is reported that 6 autonomous search engines will be sent to Ukraine to detect Russian mines in the waters off its coast. 3 of these will be provided from UK warehouses and 3 more will be purchased from industry. The light autonomous vehicle is designed for use on shallow coasts, effectively operating at depths of up to 100 meters to detect, localize and identify mines with a set of sensors so that the Ukrainian Navy can destroy them. In the coming months, dozens of Ukrainian Navy servicemen will be taught how to use drones. Training has already begun. This vital equipment and training will help Ukraine make its waters safe, helping to ensure the flow of grain to the rest of the world and supporting the Ukrainian armed forces as they strive to protect their coasts and ports, Defense Secretary Ben Wallace said in a statement. The British Ministry of Defense notes that attempts to take out food continue to be hampered by sea mines left by Russian troops along the coast of Ukraine. Russia is transferring a new batch of heavy military equipment to the occupied Crimea. She was seen near the Crimean Bridge. In the column noticed, tanks T-72 and T-80, 152 mm and 122 mm 2S-19 MSTAS and Gvozdika. Infantry fighting vehicles, trucks, including those based on rocket tractors, fuel tanks. Engineering machines.